this episode of our webinar series, Travel Talks. I'm Donovan Wayland, Senior Sales Manager here at Gray Dawes, and I'm joined by Martina Coogan, Head of Corporate Sales UK and Ireland for United Airlines. For the next 20 to 30 minutes, we will be discussing how corporate travel has become more personalised. If you have any questions, please use the Q&A function, and the team will be able to respond. Travel management companies now use data and AI to tailor trips to individual preferences, offering more consumer-like flexible experiences while still keeping within company policy. So I guess my question to you, Martina, is how has business travel changed over the last few years, and what's driving it to become more personal?
I think from United Airlines perspective, we've seen a good few changes, one of which is this bleisure trend. What used to be the in and out 1 day, 2 day trip to New York has now become 3 or 4 days. People are extending their business trips. Firstly, for personal pleasure, to extend and have a weekend there and make the most out of a long haul trip. But also secondly, to be more productive, to actually cram in more meetings when they're there and minimize the amount of travel that they have to do. So if they're going to New York, instead of just doing 1 meeting, they're doing 2 or 3. A lot of hybrid work has changed the way people travel as well. Some people thought the hybrid work was going to kill off travel altogether, but we're not seeing that. We're seeing a lot of people now traveling more to see their clients for face-to-face meetings, and also going to engage with their colleagues more in some remote offices or satellite offices and visiting with them to engage and collaborate. So hybrid work still means a lot of travel. And lastly, I think we're seeing productivity over cost. A lot of companies were booking all economy cabins before, and now we're seeing a trend where companies are prioritizing well-being and productivity. We're seeing an uplift in premium economy cabins. Our premium economy class is completely full most of the time, and that's because people find it easier to work with a bigger screen in front, of a larger tray table where they can work and optimize the time on flight. Especially on daytime flights, people like to work. And now that we have full Wi-Fi on board with Starlink, that's even better for people because they can work as they're going over, they can prep their meetings, and then on the way back, they still do business class because they like to have a sleep.
Fantastic. And so how are United Airlines responding to the demand of personalization, and how are you tailoring the business class experience?
We are customer-centric at our core. So everything United Airlines does is around the customer journey. In terms of our business class and what we're doing there, we're constantly improving our Polaris business class product, making it easier for people to relax, rejuvenate, and be productive. So one of those things is the upcoming elevated service that we're going to have on San Francisco, London, and that will have 25% larger seats. We'll have buddy seats to allow you to sit there with your colleague and actually work on a deck if you're going over to San Francisco and you've got a big pitch coming. Or you can just have dinner together and have an informal chat. And you have more room to stretch out and just relax and have a good sleep with your personalised pajamas and lovely velour pajamas that we have on. So just making it easier for people to relax, easier for people to be productive.
What key innovations have United Airlines launched to prioritize the customer journey?
We've launched an awful lot, actually, and most of it is through our United app. So our United app is really where we take the stress of travel out of the customer journey. And recently we've launched real live updates in terms of weather and virtual gates. So from the weather point of view, especially in the East Coast of the US, sometimes there's a lot of disruption. But at least people can see now where their plane is coming from, if it's delayed, what the real life weather looks like, if there's any expected delays. And with that, we have Connection Saver, which is a feature that we've launched a couple of years ago now. And we've just expanded on that over the last 6 months, whereby people can see if they have a connecting flight. Let's say, for example, there has been a weather delay outside of Heathrow. For whatever reason, the flight is delayed and they have a connection flight in New York. They can see what time the connection is going to be at, how long they have to get to the gate, what's the average walking time, is it 5 minutes, is it 10 minutes, what the map is, it shows them a step-by-step guide to get there. And also, if we have a lot of people transferring to that flight, Connection Saver will kick in and tell you that we're going to hold the flight for you. So that gives people an awful lot of peace of mind when they know they're on the aircraft and they think, oh my God, I'm going to miss my connecting flight. It's the last flight of the day. We know that. And we also have a lot of people connecting on that flight. So we're going to make sure that we communicate that with you and just take the stress out of it. And also the virtual gate, we give people live updates of when we're boarding, what boarding is on. Is it boarding 1, 2, or 3? So you can just sit back in the lounge and enjoy the rest of your Negroni or whatever you're drinking and just wait until, your boarding gate is up, and then you can go down and board, literally 2 minutes before the aircraft goes.
So how can travel managers collaborate better with airlines to deliver a tailored experience?
I think travel managers, both travel managers within corporations and travel managers within TMCs, work very closely with us, and we have a great relationship with Gray Dawes for one. And we always have a dedicated account manager to key accounts like Gray Dawes and other TMCs. Knowing what you bring to the table is really key in terms of all of the value that a TMC brings to a corporation. We also bring a lot of value to the TMC and the corporation in turn. If you have a lot of travel from the UK to the US, for example, depending on the size of your company and the amount of travel that you have, there's different types of corporate agreements that we could put in place for you. Do you prioritize business class? Is it the fact that you're looking to save on your travel? Or do you want to give free economy plus upgrades to all of your travelers? Or you need free Wi-Fi? What is it that you value in that relationship that you want to grow and become a loyal customer of United? And with the relationship that we have with Gray Dawes, for example, we'd be able to have those conversations together and maybe go into the corporation and see what you're bringing to the table and what we can bring to the table. There's always something to be done to nurture and foster a collaborative relationship.
Fantastic. And what improvements have United Airlines made to make it easier for those traveling with disabilities and D&I?
In terms of disabilities, we've done a huge amount to make sure that it's easier to travel with people with both visible and invisible disabilities. For one is for the visually impaired. Since March 2024, we brought out Braille enabled all across the cabins and in all of our pamphlets and leaflets, just to make it much easier for people to navigate independently the cabin. We're also making improvements in terms of our mobile technology for wheelchair users, both on united.com and on United app. We have a function that allows people to see if their dimensions of their wheelchair is accessible for that aircraft type. And if it's not, we will allow them a free change for any flight that does enable their mobile device. We also have made sure that our ramp agents never close an aircraft without knowing if all of the wheelchairs that have been loaded and booked on board are actually on board, so that to make sure that nobody is ever going to be at their mobile device at their end destination. So we're making a lot of changes, but I think a lot of improvements need to come, and we're working quite closely with the Spinal Association in the US to ensure that we get feedback from all of those customers of how we can better enable our aircraft and the facilities and features that we have to support those customers.
That's great. And what role does AI play in understanding traveller preferences?
I think AI is very exciting, and it really can improve traveller preferences and the traveller journey. And we use AI quite substantially actually through the customer journey. So one example would be we would deliver tailored experiences to people that perhaps are traveling on a connection service through to the US. We would deliver that message to them in ample time of when they're about to make their connection. Same with people traveling with children. We use AI on board. So if you're traveling with 2 kids, we would then try and personalize the back screen entertainment for children and deliver some messages that would be, let's say if they're going to LA, maybe they want to visit some of the national parks there or some of the Disneyland parks. And we would tailor that experience and that message for those customers. And I think that's the great thing about AI, identifying who that customer is and trying to make that journey more personalized for them.
Great. And how are you using data to personalize the whole corporate travel experience?
We use data quite carefully. And we use it quite well to personalize the travel experience. We have implemented Sitecore's customer data platform, which enables us to capture some information like your mileage plus number, what your preferences are. Do you like an aisle seat? Do you like a window seat? Do you generally pre-book your meal, which you can do? All of these things are very important to know what is important for you on the day of travel. And we use that really to find out what kind of traveler you are and to deliver that message either on our .com or on our app to you during that customer journey.
Great. And can you share any upcoming customer-focused improvements for 2026?
Yes, we have quite a lot actually. In terms of London, London is where we're all sitting here today, and it's a key hub focus for us. We have our elevated product, which is coming, and actually hot off the press. We now have a date of when it's going to be launched, which is the 20th of April. And our new London-San Francisco flight is going to be kitted out nose to tail with our elevated product. And what that means in reality is our Polaris business class is going to have those Polaris suites and studios that we talked about, which gives you those buddy seats and the extra room for you to collaborate with your colleague or with your partner if you want to have dinner with your husband or wife. Also, the Premium Plus is going to have that elevated experience too. We're going to have much larger screens, back screen entertainment. And I think it's a 16-inch TV that we're going to have for Premium Plus, and I think 19-inch on Polaris, which is absolutely huge. Yeah. I mean, I remember when I was younger, I only had a 14-inch TV at home. So this kind of seat back entertainment, also in economy class, that's being upgraded. It's really going to elevate the whole experience for all of the customers. So we're really super excited about that. And also just literally the other day, we announced our new MasterCard United card that we've launched with currency, which is hugely exciting for us because it gives UK customers the ability to earn absolutely more miles with United when they buy everyday things like shopping and groceries. And when they fly with us, they can get up to 15,000 extra bonus points.
Fantastic. I can speak about customization all afternoon, but time has unfortunately beaten us. If we didn't respond to your questions, one of the team will be in contact with you. For any further information on any of our other talks, please visit our website. And join us next time when we will be speaking to our friends at Sabre.